This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Welcome inside our Champion Chevrolet Nevada Sportsnet studios for a new episode of Wolfpack All Access. I'm your host this week, Shannon Kelly. The Nevada football team returned to the friendly confines of Mackey Stadium for its second to final home game of the 2025 campaign, hosting San Jose State for a Saturday afternoon matinee. The Wolfpack still searching for its first Mountain West win of the season. Mike Stephenson has a look at the highlights between the Pack and Spartans, delivered by BTX Global Logistics.
Out to Mackey Stadium, where it was the salute to service game. Whoever you are, wherever you are, we thank you. If Nevada wanted to win, it needed early momentum. Enter Nakayan Jackson. Spartan's second drive, it's a pick six. 66 yards on the return, a quick 7-0 Nevada lead, and a massive moment. The Pack would ride the rest of the way. Literally the next play from scrimmage, San Jose State trying to get the run going. Mervin Kenyon III has other ideas, punching out the fumble recovered by Logo Va'a. Pack turned that into a Chubba Purdy touchdown. It's 14-0. Nevada just getting going. Carter Jones tossing it for Caleb Ramsir. On the screen, he's wearing Marion Motley's 41 and doing his best impression. 21-0. It's early in the second. Spartans need points and need them in the worst way, but instead Walker Eggett will be intercepted again. It'll be Kenyon, the first of two picks for him on the day to go with that forced fumble. The defense was absolutely lights out, and the offense took advantage as moments later Purdy will keep it and punch it in for his second score of the game, make it 28-0. Nevada would then add a 50-yard field goal from Joe McFadden and go up 31-0 at halftime. Third quarter now, Purdy pitching for Ramsir. He'll handle the rest. Inside the pylon, he's in for his second touchdown. It's 38-3. Now early in the fourth, Pack back in again. Everybody getting in on it. Dominic Kelly, it's the first touchdown of his young career. And it is a rout and then some. 45-3. More defense before we end this. Bryson Snelling, another first. His first career interception. The celebration says it all as Nevada creates 5 turnovers and the offense turns it over 0 times. Nevada would add a late 99-yard kickoff return from Kai Wood, scoring in all 3 phases and winning their first Mountain West game in 749 days. 55-10, the final. The Pack piles it on San Jose State.
Yesterday we spoke about brotherhood and playing for each other, and I think that really was showcased today, on display. And that was a great way for us to come together and really put everything together and showcase what we can do when we're all on the same page.
It's a surreal feeling. I love these guys on this team. This is probably one of my favorite teams I played on. Just how close the guys are. Everybody from O-lineman to the kicker, everybody knows each other's names. That's real important when it comes to a team. You gotta have that type of chemistry. So, getting this win, I think it, uplifted and it sparked something in that room. So for sure, it's a blessing.
Coming up tonight on Wolfpack All Access, a new basketball season is underway at Waller Events Center. We take a look at how the Wolfpack men fared in its pair of games this week. And we introduce you to Wolfpack women's basketball guard, Ahrray Young. But coming up next, we head to Legacy Hall for our weekly one-on-one conversation with Jeff Choate.
Here's a big blitz. Jones pressured, throws over the blitz, leaping catch, Ramsir right flat, 20-yard line. He's to the 10, great block in front. Touchdown, Nevada. Oh, Mike.
Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Let's head to Legacy Hall as Mike Stephenson chats with Nevada football head coach Jeff Choate.
All right, happy Sunday, Coach. Happy celebratory Sunday. You
Victory
guys put it all
Sunday.
Together. What a feeling. First one in a minute.
Yeah.
And, of course, arguably the Sac State win. You probably didn't quite feel as elated after that one as you do with what you guys did against San Jose State. What's top of mind for you this morning?
Hey, we played complementary football. It kind of shows what our potential is if we play together as a team for 60 minutes. And so I think that's something that we can continue to point to now and in the future of, hey, look, this is what it takes to be successful. I don't anticipate that, you're going to put a 50 burger on somebody and have score in all 3 phases and take the ball away 5 times. But you don't have to do that. You look at the Fresno game and you say, what if we just had 2 turnovers instead of 4 in the first half? And you can play the what if game all day. But I think that ultimately it was a really good day for the Wolfpack faithful. I appreciate the people that came out to Mackey, and the weather held off, and it was a good day. It was awesome. The locker room was fantastic afterwards. These kids have stuck together and been a resilient group, and it was great to see them get a little reward, and then obviously our staff too.
That's the thing, too, and folks who are watching this don't get to see that behind the scenes, but it's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's all of your families, it's the equipment staff, it's the media staff, it's operations. That's a big exhale for everyone. What does it mean to just get to celebrate with all those people, too?
Yeah, I think that you're right on. I mean, this is a big effort, it's a big lift, and you mentioned families. My wife and I were talking about it this morning, and she asked the question, like, why do the victories, seem so fleeting and just kind of, like an exhale, and the losses feel like a death in the family. And so, we all go through this together, and the administrators, our families, as you mentioned, and our entire support staff. And so that was very much needed in a lot of ways. And again, I think it points to the fact that, I told the guys in the locker room afterwards, I said, look, in the short run you get what you get, in the long run you get what you deserve. You'll never get what you deserve if you don't make the long run. And you don't win if you quit. And so we didn't quit. We kept fighting. Took one on the chin in Logan, rebounded, and I think that speaks to the character of this group. And so excited about the future.
And your defense has flexed a lot throughout the season.
Yeah.
That complementary football has been missing for a lot of games, but sure enough, 4 interceptions and also a recovered fumble. This is a San Jose State passing attack specifically that had been really potent, and you guys put them in a shell.
Man, I'll tell you what, it was a great plan. There's things that you don't do against this style, and we didn't do that. We stuck to the script. We mixed the pictures in the back end. I thought that Joey Thomas and Kane, in particular with the back end stuff, did a fantastic job. And early in the game, they got some leaky runs late, but early in the game, I thought Pyam and Nico's guys did a great job of kind of bottling that up, because if you're going to max drop, they're going to think they can run the ball. And they weren't really able to do that efficiently and effectively until late in the game. And so I thought all of those things were really critical. I thought, it was just a good plan and a well-executed plan, and our kids operated it almost flawlessly on that side of the ball, and so that was pretty cool to see.
Mervyn Kenyon, certainly a candidate for Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week, a forced fumble, 2 interceptions. Those are the kind of plays you expected him to make when he came over from Sac State, and afterward, he was obviously elated, and he pointed to this being the closest team he's ever been a part of, which I think was really illuminating. It said something.
Yeah, I like this. I've said this for a long time. I mean, I hurt for him because I wanted to see these guys have more success, and we've got opportunities in front of us to maybe do something that is going to be memorable here in November. And but I really do enjoy being this group of kids coach, and they do care for each other, and they fight for each other, and I think there's some legitimate brotherhood in that locker room.
You're the last one to say that you guys have arrived at this point, but can you give us a little peek behind the curtain last night after the game? Families together, recruits are in town, and you're just enjoying a big-time Wolfpack victory.
Yeah, it was fun. It was we got a commitment. We got a lot of the coaches and their families came over and just enjoyed, that deep exhale, as you mentioned a moment ago. And so certainly don't think we've arrived. I'm going to talk to these guys today about handling success like a pro, realizing that that's a result of the work and the preparation. It's not, a magic wand that's waved, and that if you want to taste it again, you got to go back to work.
The Wolfpack hit the road one final time this season for a game against Wyoming on Saturday. Kickoff in Laramie is an early one. It's at 11 o'clock in the morning here in Northern Nevada, and we'll have the action for you live on Nevada Sportsnet. Coming up next, we shift to the hardwood and take a look at some of men's basketball's highlights from its pair of games this week. But first, here's Chris Murray with a look at this week in Wolfpack history, presented by Bradley Drendel and Janae.
On November 21st, 2009, the Nevada football team beat New Mexico State 63-20. The Wolfpack rushed for a school record 574 yards and 7 touchdowns in the 43-point victory. But it was another piece of history Nevada was more interested in. In the win, the Wolfpack put 3 players over 1,000 rushing yards for the season, including star quarterback Colin Kaepernick and running backs Vi Taua and Luke Lippincott. In the process, Nevada became the first team in NCAA history with 3 1,000-yard rushers in one season. The Wolfpack led the nation in rushing that year. It's 345 ground yards per game, almost 50 more than second-place Georgia Tech. And 16 seasons after Nevada had college football's first trio of 1,000-yard rushers, it remains the only school to do so, with the accomplishment still memorialized in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. I'm Shannon Kelly. After a 2-0 start to the young season, the Nevada men's basketball team would wrap up its 3-game homestand against Southern Illinois out of the Missouri Valley Conference. The Pack then hitting the road for a short trip to the Bay Area to face West Coast Conference foe Santa Clara. Mike Stephenson has a look at the highlights from both of those games, delivered by BTX Global Logistics.
The Wolfpack and the Salukis getting together for the first time since 2017, and it was a tight one. Nevada trailed by 2 at halftime. We're now late in the second when Nevada turns defense to offense. Off the Tayshawn Comer steal, it's Corey Camper Jr. laying it in. That tied the game at 60 with 6 to go. Later on, Camper Jr. going back to work with the slick spin and fade off glass. Pack now up 1 with 4 minutes left. But the Salukis respond late with Prince Aligbe scoring with under a minute to go. Southern Illinois back up 1. Nevada's now down 3 with under 20 seconds to play. The Pack needs a long ball and gets it. Off the sweet feed from Tyler Rollison, it's Camper Jr. It was the Pack's first made 3 since the 15-minute mark. This one comes at 13 seconds. Salukis can't win it at the horn. Let's play overtime. Camper had 20 points and 7 rebounds, and the Wolfpack saved its best 5 minutes for last. Comer splashes from downtown after an 0 of 6 start from 3. He had a team-high 23 and 7 assists. And Elijah Price pouring in another double-double. 17 points and 19 rebounds. This putback giving Nevada the lead for good as the Pack seals it at the free throw line, while Southern Illinois goes 2 of 8 at the stripe in OT. That's the difference as the Pack survives a scare. 86-81 the final.
Another grind game that they had to make some big plays, and we made a lot of big plays down the stretch, and I thought it was a really good SIU team and extremely well coached. So we had a lot of respect going into it and even more respect for them after.
My teammates made sure they had my back and they lifted my head up. And even going 1 for 5, coach still trusted me to make that shot and put me in that position.
Nevada then hit the road for its toughest test yet, a much improved Santa Clara team. And the Broncos showed it, shooting lights out, jumping ahead 6-0 early and pretty much never looking back. Nevada got within 3 a few minutes later, but another Santa Clara run had the home team up 14 at halftime. Nevada couldn't get within single digits in the second half, allowing the Broncos to shoot 62% from the field while hitting a dozen threes en route to a 98-84 win, handing Nevada its first loss.
It wasn't an offensive issue. We shot the ball well. We made free throws. We outscored them, I think, 10 at the line. We did a lot of good things. We still had 10-plus offensive rebounds. It was 0 offensive issues. This was, you give up 98 points, you're going to lose a lot of games. So my whole focus right now is what we do with our defense.
The Wolfpack men's basketball team returns to Lawler Events Center this week for a pair of games starting on Tuesday against future Mountain West opponent UC Davis. Tip-off against the Aggies is at 7 o'clock. Nevada then hosts UC Santa Barbara for a Saturday afternoon matinee and its final home game before the Thanksgiving holiday. Tip-off against the Gauchos is at 2 o'clock. Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, we sit down with Sacramento native Ahrray Young of the women's basketball team. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Earlier this month, Wolfpack guard Ahrray Young stepped back onto the hardwood for the first time in almost 2 years. Our Zach Larson tells us how she went from a freshman sensation to putting a pause on her basketball career.
Ahrray Young has found her way into Wolfpack's silver and blue just later than expected.
I don't think I was offered by Nevada out of high school, but they were heavily interested. I wasn't able to shoot good enough to be a guard on the Nevada squad coming out of high school. So, that just made me hungry when I got here. When they told me that was the reason,
Ultimately, the Sacramento native turned down multiple offers from Mountain West schools to play for the University of Tulsa. After 2 years as a Golden Hurricane, Young sought to take her game closer to home, giving Nevada a second chance. Although she hadn't gotten an offer from the Wolfpack out of high school, she appreciated the coaching staff being candid.
It's honesty with coaches. We have a really good relationship with the coaches, so I think it's good that they were honest with me on that. I think I ended up here for a reason, and the community that backs us just helps me see that this is probably where I should have been all along.
A 5'11" point guard, Young joined the Wolfpack last season, but sat out as she recovered from a torn ACL and meniscus in her right knee suffered during her sophomore season.
It was hard not having her last year, but in hindsight, that was the best decision we could have made because she's healthy now, and I think last year we would have only gotten a percentage of what a great player she is.
It's the second time Young has battled back from a bad injury, first tearing the ACL in her left knee as a freshman.
It was really hard for me to continue after it happened again, but just finding that drive and that heart and just the supportiveness of my family, just, if you're done, you're done. We understand, but if you want to keep going, we're here to fight with you for whatever. So
Nevada's season opener marked Young's first game in action in 649 days, a special moment for the whole team.
I think people feed off her energy and that leadership quality of having somebody on the court that just can help you win and wants the ball in their hands in those situations, gives everybody confidence.
She's just a total competitor. I love her energy, and she's able to score in any way, and she also just makes the right basketball play. So you'll see on the court she's always fired up and stuff. So just a really nice player to play with, and I think we'll play well together.
A one-time All-American Athletic Conference freshman, Young heads into her redshirt junior season with plenty to play for, aiming to get through her first full season of college basketball.
It'll mean everything. Win, lose, or draw, like I said, I'm grateful to be out here, and it's just a fun opportunity to be able to play with girls I love, under coaches I love and that love me. So,
for Wolfpack All Access, I'm Zach Larson.
After the Wolfpack saw a record-breaking crowd of more than 10,000 fans for its annual When I Grow Up game last season, the Wolfpack is holding 2 When I Grow Up games this year. The first coming the other day against Loyola Marymount, with roughly 5,000 kids visiting Lawler Event Center from Washoe County schools. The Wolfpack and Lions struggling to find a rhythm during the early morning affair as LMU would take a narrow 1-point lead at halftime. Nevada leading by as many as 8 points in this one until the Lions rally back to cut the deficit, so it's 52-51 Nevada with roughly 2 minutes to play. With less than 15 seconds on the clock, Izzy Sullivan finds Ahrray Young. A big assist and layup would help seal the Wolfpack victory as Nevada takes down LMU 56-52. The ladies are back at Lawler Event Center to start a 2-game homestand on Friday. Tip-off against Alabama A&M is at 6:30 in the evening. We'll wrap up this week's show after this short break.